Hey guys, welcome to turn 26. We still have Castle Rock, Gardensport. We'll have an even stronger fleet, 2 more ships in another turn. I don't think we're building anything critical, nope. But meanwhile, down in the south, we already have 2 ships outside of Old Town and another 4 ships built in 3 turns, as well as 2 more ships at the Arbor and another 2 turns. So what we're going to do in the next turn, not this turn obviously, but in the next turn it's going to take 1, 2 and about say 3 turns to get my Westeros fleet down to Old Town, and then they'll join up right here and be fucking invincible. And then when they've all joined up and we have an unstoppable fleet, we'll sail back north, and when we arrive back in the Westeros, that's when we'll strike Greyjoy. So Dane is already here. I'll just get him to stick around Castle Rock nice and safe, or get him to hide in the trees up here. I actually have a merchant now trading gold, which is only giving me 1,000, but he will slowly get better over time. Every turn he'll like increase in rank and get me more and more and more and more gold and coin and shit. So currently we're getting about fucking, I think 16 or 1k at the very least or so. Yeah, about 13 or so k every turn, give or take a few. So we're getting a bunch of cavalry at Highgarden. Overall, all of the troops that we're building around in the Reach right now adds up to about 1 more stack, which will be under the command of this guy until we get into the north, in which case we'll hand it over to someone more reliable like Tully and whatnot. Anyway guys, Greyjoy is on the move, but as Tully claims in his post, where is it? There you go. Yeah, it seems that Theon is attacking him again. I can guess with a full stack, I suppose. But with the current forces that Greyjoy has and the current area he holds, he should only be able to muster 1, maybe 2 stacks. But at least we got full eyes on the Iron Fleet right now, which is just out of range. And that is the reason that we'll be moving my troops, my ships at least, south in the next turn, so that we can stay out of range of the Iron Fleet at all times. And if he's stupid enough to follow me, which will pretty much be declaring war, because I'll know he's trying to kill me. When I get down here, all my troops will merge, and then I'll be able to kill him. But once I join up the Westeros fleet with the Red Wind fleets down here at the Arbor and Old Town, we'll have an unstoppable naval power at sea. The Greyjoy ships have a huge advantage in attacking, but if you're attacking them and they're on the defensive, then they're like a lot less powerful. So it's always a good idea to be assaulting the Greyjoy ships. Anyway guys, that's about all for now. We've already recruited everything, and as I said, we're just buying our time till my fleets are ready, and then we can strike Greyjoy with our full might. Hell, we might even be able to kill the Greyjoy fleet with just these forces and the 2 ships that are being built in the next turn. We'll see. Anyway guys, that's all for now. We'll go to the next turn and continue to be badass. Okay guys, turn 27. We're at the same spot as usual really. What we're going to do is get John Foswery, what the fuck is his name? Foswery? What the fuck? Get John here as my probably like least best general, but we've already got Talia and everyone leading an army, so we'll have to wait and see. Either him or Garland Tyrell will lead the second stack, but we're going to get a full stack for him, or at least try to get a full stack, so that we have 3 stacks of our own in the Westerlands, along with Martell's stack here. Down in the south, we are readying another full stack, which will be under the command of this guy, as we've said before. We've got 5 units here, 5 units here, so that's half a stack. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That guy will take up the general space in the fort. And then we've got the troops that are being built in here, along with the troops that are already in Highgarden. So that's a full stack right now that will merge on Highgarden, so we'll have 2 stacks near Red Wind, and those will probably take ship with our fleets and go up into the north. Now, speaking of our fleets, I was going to do a little thing here. You see where Greyjoy's movement points are. If I moved Greyjoy, my fleet, right here, in theory he would not be able to attack me, and I'd be able to attack him in the next turn. But I decided against that course of action because, as it stands, he has to come towards me. He cannot attack my fleet in 1 turn. So if he comes closer than me than he already is, I'll be able to reach him from here. If he enters this line of range, where my ship is right now, I'll be able to attack him. And the key to defeating the Greyjoy ships is being the one attacking. Because as the aggressor and as the attacker, the Greyjoy fleets have really high fucking auto-resolve chances, which is ridiculously overpowered heroic victories and stuff. Although he has to reload if he gets the heroic victory. But yeah, so I think we'll just wait for him to come to us because we got plenty of fucking time. He's no threat to us at all right now. I mean, at all. He's not going anywhere. The only thing he is doing in the Riverlands is laying siege to Seaguard, which is right there. But Tully has, we can click on the forts actually. Tully has half a stack in here, another half a stack in here, all these forces in here. He has one full stack, and then he has half a stack in there. And Penrose is just in the forests right here. But what Greyjoy may be attempting to do is realizing that he can take Seaguard and then bugger off back to the Iron Isles before it's Tully or Renly gets a chance to actually do anything. Because I think Greyjoy comes first in the turn order. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to check that out. But if Greyjoy comes first, he can pull it off. If he doesn't come first and Tully or Renly get to move, he's going to die, pretty much. So he should have really checked his surroundings. Of course, if he does come first, then that's what he's doing. He's realised that he can take it and then bugger off quickly again. The only other military force that Greyjoy has is at Pike with these guys and Dagmar. We've pretty much covered the fact that he's not sending ships south at this point, I don't think. I mean, I've pretty much got eyes on almost all of the sea locations, and if it was coming south, he should be here by now. Not to mention the fact that he's not in debt. If we go to financial... Wait a minute. There goes my financial. He's not in debt, and as it stands, that's about the maximum amount of troops that he can get, because he's got these guys here, and then another 4 units in there. He's got almost another full stack in there, and then he's got a full stack here. So he's got about 2 full stacks, and that's about the maximum that the Greyjoy can muster, taking into account that some of those forces are going to be really shit. Really, the maximum that Greyjoy can do if he builds really decent troops is get about 1.5 stack of really good troops, and then the rest of them are really quite poor. But against my currently 3, soon to be 4 stacks in the Westerlands, and then 2 stacks down at Highgarden well, now actually, we just have to muster them together and put them into one army. And then my other giant fleet that's going to be coming up from Old Town pretty fucking soon. Greyjoy's chances of victory here are slim to none. He's fucked. He's screwed. He's fighting all of us in the Westerlands, all my forces down in the Reach that are coming up, along with all of Tully's forces and all of Renly's forces that are now in the Riverlands because apparently Aaron has declined assistance in the north. He wants to deal with Stark on his own, which is fine, I suppose. Renly can stay in the Riverlands and help against Greyjoy. It just screws up Greyjoy even more than he already is. So, yeah. Fucking Greyjoy is dead in this. Anyway, guys, we'll go to the next turn. Once again, if Greyjoy makes a move, we'll strike him and we'll be on the offensive. We'll be able to strike him first, in theory. Unless he's got troops hidden over here, which he doesn't. I've scouted that area. So, yeah, he's going to have to attack us. Or, worst case scenario, we pull that little plan, put my ships right about here, where my cursor is, and then he can't attack me, but I can attack him. So the only choice he'd have in that situation is to either risk it, thinking that he can beat me, which I doubt he'll be able to, or bugger off back to the Iron Isles and hope that he can trap my fleets in an assault later on. Which I hope he doesn't do. I hope he's stupid enough to think that he can defeat me, and then doesn't bugger off to the Iron Isles. Because if he buggers off, I'll lose sight of the fleet, and then I'll be like, okay, where the fuck's the fleet at all times? But yeah, anyway, I'm fucking going on and on. We'll end the turn and go to the next part. Yeah, I was about to say we'll end the turn and go to the next turn, but it sort of sounded weird. Anyway, I'll stop talking now. And turn 28. We're still in Castle Rock. We're going to strike in about 2 turns, give or take. We're still recruiting some troops here, so we're going to have about almost a full stack with Forsworthy in here of... I don't know, fuck it. I can't remember pronounce that guy's name properly. I can guess, but probably getting it wrong. Let's not go down that road again. Anyway, meanwhile at Old Town I have 2 stacks under the Red Wayne, or I was going to give it to the Red Wayne brothers. I think I might, but their loyalty is kind of low. They actually have the same loyalty, so I might bring the other Red Wayne brother over and have him command this army. We'll see. Meanwhile, I have another full stack over here. You've got those forces in there, then these forces in Highgarden, and all these forces in the next turn. So that's 1 full stack outside of Highgarden. I think I'll send this stack up north into the Westerlands straight away, while these 2 down here... I don't know. because what we might do is just keep this one stack at Old Town, or send it with the fleet up into the north while the other Red Wayne brother goes and joins up with this guy when he goes into the north, into the Westerlands. I'm not entirely sure right now. We'll do that off camera, and you can see in the next turn what I've decided. That's the thing with Hotseat. You sit there for quite a while thinking, ooh, if I did this, what's the best way to do things? And you second guess all yourself all the time, and you have to reload, and it's like, ugh. Really quite annoying. Anyway, guys, that's about it, really. We've almost built my fleet. We've got another 1 turn to get a full fleet, and afterwards it's going to take us 1, 2, and 3 turns, or 4, actually, to get to my fleet up here. Renly suffered a little mini defeat because he was an idiot. Yes, an idiot. Around here, actually he sent me a message. It's from Martell. There he is, yeah. Is pretty much weak because of his army in Greyjoy. That was a very idiotic move. Yes, it was. He had his army about around here. Stupidly didn't think to put it in a fort. It was actually Edric Storm. Okay, I think he put this army in a fort, but the Edric Storm army wasn't in the fort for some reason. Maybe he forgot. But Greyjoy landed, took Seaguard. Like I said, he took Seaguard. Tully's taking it back now. He bribed it back, actually, which was quite funny. But then Vic just sort of landed, beat the shit out of the Renly force that wasn't fortified or anything, and then buggered back off into the Iron Isles. So, really, when your troops are on a coastline and you know the enemy's nearby, put them in a fucking fort so they can't hit and run. Land, hit you, and then run back to their ships. Because Tully, what he did is he took Seaguard and then destroyed the port there, stopping Tully from building ships to come to the Iron Isles. Of course, Tully now controls Flint's Finger up in the north, so he has another port. Actually, I think that Greyjoy may have actually destroyed the port there as well. Great. Okay, in some hot seats, you'll find that's against the rules. If you haven't controlled a settlement for more than 3 turns, then you can't just take it and destroy everything inside of it. Because you know and are intentionally thinking to yourself, I'm going to take this, but I'm going to lose it again immediately, so let's destroy all the stuff. That's against the rules, so it's sort of like a fine line that you're walking when you do that. Because you're destroying it because you don't plan on keeping it. You know that the enemy's going to take it from you, and that's against the rules. You can't destroy a building if a nearby army is superior to you within 1 turn that's going to take it, and that's kind of what he did. But apparently the admin said it was okay, so it's sort of like it's a very thin line that he walked right there, but yeah, whatever. It won't save him, not from my fleets, I'm afraid. But the long story short is, with Greyjoy's fleets, we could attack and risk getting killed. The Greyjoy fleets and the Ironborn vessels and everything, the units that they have for ships, are incredibly overpowered. If they are attacking you, there's a very high chance that they will get some ridiculous outcome and beat the shit out of your force. An example is in another hot seat that I'm playing with Greyjoy, I managed to sink an entire half a stack, about the size that I got now, if not a little bit weaker, with a single Greyjoy ship. 1 Greyjoy longboat sinked about, I think he had 3 galleys and the rest was sailors, about the same size, a little bit smaller than my stack that I've got here right now. 1 Greyjoy ship. Clear victory. Sunk all them all and killed all their guys. Fucking epic victory for me, and I was like, yes! But if you're facing the Greyjoy, you're like, for fuck's sake. So yeah, you gotta watch the Greyjoys. But as it stands, in the port, they cannot attack me. They can only lay siege to the port, and then that gives me a chance to attack. So we really want them to come to us, that's what I'm saying. But either way, we will attack in about 2 to 3 turns, depending, because we'll have about a stack and a half, or nearby 3 stacks. We might just send John here over and go there. But what we're going to do before we strike is bribe the Crag and the Bane Fort, and that will force him to show his hand. If he's got any armies nearby, he'll likely be stupid enough to show me them by trying to get the Bane Fort or the Crag back. That's the plan, anyway. But as you know, my plans only ever work 50% of the time. It's like 50-50. That's why I make plan Bs and plan Cs and the, you know, the backup plans. The backup plans usually bend the knee, which isn't going to happen here because Greyjoy's fucked. Anyway, I've been talking too much. So we'll end this here and go to the next turn. We almost played 30 turns of this, which is pretty cool. Okay then, turn 29. We moved our ships out from Old Town now that we've recruited our full fleet. We can build more, actually, if we wanted to. But what I've done, Red Wayne's going to join up with them here. We'll keep them on land every turn so that the units are safe. But we've got the other 2 stacks from Highgarden heading up right into the Westerlands. It's going to take them about 4 turns to reach Castle Rock and everything. I've also got Mace Tyrell's youngest daughter, Eleanor Tyrell, come of age. The Red Wing girl should come of age soon as well. So we'll marry them off as soon as possible and you can get more kids. So you want more heirs. If your fucking faction leaders die, you want people to replace them as quickly as possible. We might get... I don't think we'll get Martell to strike in this turn. We'll get him to strike in the next, because then we'll have more troops for Jon Soswozi. So we'll go for that. So in the next turn, we'll get Martell to strike first, obviously. He'll siege the fort, and then we'll solo while he's sieging it. And siege in Greyjoy's fort. Now the thing is, Greyjoy has absolutely no fucking way of stopping me. I have 1, 2, 3, counting Martell, and then 3.5, almost 4 stacks here alone. 2 stacks coming up from Highgarden, another stack here, so that's 3 coming up from the Reach, my ship, and my giant fleet as it is coming up as well. So, yeah, if Greyjoy's ships move in range of mine, I'll crush them. He can't attack mine as it is. The only thing he's able to do is blockade the port, and that's it. There was that Stark ship around here somewhere, but I have no idea where it's gone. I've scouted the area with my ships and everything, but I can't find him anywhere. I didn't scout this area, but the only range that he had was over here. He couldn't get down this far. He could only reach around here, around about. So I have no idea where the fuck he's gone. It's a little weird. He might have somehow slipped past, I suppose. Or we'll scout the area with this ship in the next turn to check out. Just make sure he's not slipping past and trying to take some of my land. Not that his army in there was any good, but there you go. You'd think he'd have all his forces in the north. But speaking of the north, I do believe that I thought that had already been taken by Stark, but White Harbour's under siege apparently. Maybe Aaron took it back, I have no idea. It's hard to tell what Aaron's been doing, because he isn't particularly open about it on the threads. You get pictures, but it's never like any big deal, and it's like, okay, you assume that Aaron's doing well in the north. Oh well, he'll keep him busy in the north, that's why I sent him there. And Tully's about to strike in 4 turns, so we'll end this here, go to the next turn, and prepare our strike, because Martell will do so in the next turn, definitely. Okay guys, slight change of plan. The Greyjoys have shown up with an extra stack over here, and the major concern that we have, although we vastly outnumber them in every single possible way, is the lack of night fighters that I have in my army. The only person that can fight at night in my army is Randall Tarly, whereas Greyjoy has like multiple generals that have the night fighter trait. So if I attacked Greyjoy's single fort with like all of my forces, he could quite easily, in theory, come over and pick them off one by only attacking a single target at once, because he can just keep attacking at night and not have to face all my forces at once. Now this is still a problem, but there is a way around it. We can make him come to us, in range of us, which is a little bit more tricky, but it's easily quite doable. So what we've done here, stuck a fortification right here. This means that there is 100% absolutely no way whatsoever that Greyjoy can stop me from taking this fort. This fort right here blocks him off. There is no possible way that he can get to stop me here without ships to drop off his troops, and none of his ships are in range, as you can see. So there is no way that he can stop me. Victory is mine completely there. That fort is mine. Which then allows Martell to join over. Now the way to get around the Night Fighter thing and him picking me off one by one is sticking close to the Martell forces, because Dane here, obviously, the Dark Star can fight at night, which gives me an advantage, because then if he wants to fight at night, he's going to have to face both Tarly and Dane, which removes his little advantage that he can pull off. In theory, because if he's smart enough, he'd put 2 commanders with Night Fighter in charge of his armies rather than just Irian. But what we're planning to do is move Eleanor Tyrell over here and attempt to steal him, because Irian, the Crow's Eye, is probably my favorite Greyjoy, just because he's a badass. He literally is just a badass. But yeah, we've sent Jon Soswozi in because he's the shittest general that we have in the Westerlands, so he can just take that. And from there, we can see what Greyjoy's next move is. And he could do something very, very stupid. Which he's already done something very stupid by leaving an entire army inside this fort for absolutely no reason whatsoever. The purpose of forts is to hide behind them, not hide inside them. That's a fucking rookie move that is just stupid. Why the hell would you have all those forces in there when you could have them directly behind them where I can't attack them? I mean, it makes no sense to have an entire stack like that inside that fortification. Absolutely no sense whatsoever. It's just letting me kill him, pretty much. But we've moved Loras Tyrell into this thing here, so he's a little bit closer, so he has more movement points when he goes over. My fleet is only 2 turns away with the Red Wayne guys inside, and I've got 2 stacks, one at Golden Grove and one just outside of Golden Grove, heading into the Westerlands. It's going to take them about 3 turns or so to get the Casterly Rock and whatnot. But yeah, this way is slower for killing Greyjoy, but still faster, and it's safer, pretty much. There's no way he can get to me. It's nice and safe. If he's stupid enough to come to me, then I'm going to be the victor. And the only way that he can, you know, get around me and attack me or flank me or whatever and get the game back on his field is to take his ships and try to go around. And if he does that and gets in range of my ships, then he's fucking dead. So he's in a bit of a predicament right now, not to mention the giant armies around the Riverlands right now. Once Tully's built ships, he's royally screwed. But anyway, guys, we'll end this here because I have a little bit of a RP to read that I posted on the thread, which I thought was quite fucking awesome. Officially naming House Greyjoy as enemies of the crown, and in the name of Renly Baratheon and whatnot. So we'll end the turn here, and I'll read that little PM. The screen will go blank when I'm reading it because I'm too lazy to put a picture over it. To the Lords of Westeros, in the name of Renly Baratheon, King of the Andals, the Renowned, and the First Men, Lord of the 7 Kingdoms and Protector of the Realm, I, Mace of the House Tyrell, do hereby name House Greyjoy as enemies of the crown. They are to be hunted down by those loyal to the king and shown no mercy. We shall do as old King Robert failed to do and sink their isles into the sea. Their titles and holdings of the Iron Isles shall pass to Prince Doran of House Martell, to do with as he sees fit. We shall avenge the lives lost at the hands of these barbarians. All hail King Renly, long may he rule. Mace Tyrell, Lord of Highgarden in the hand of the king. Nothing much to report, guys. We've taken the Greyjoy fort, killed Dagmar. Greyjoy forces are still up here, but I think the tactic that we're going to use... She should be around here somewhere. Where's she at? Yeah, stuck her in the fort, you know. But the tactic we're going to use is we're going to use this princess to try and steal his general. It should work, in theory. There's about 16% chance, so we may or may not get it, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, guys, Hobber Redwayne has arrived. Horace Redwayne, sorry. Hobber's coming via the Westerlands. But yeah, he's arrived at Casterly Rock, along with the other half of my fleet. The reason it's got 2 spaces left, we're going to have 2 more ships in the next turn, which will make that a full stack. What I've done over here is sent a decoy ship, just a shitty little sailor, to see if I can trick him into coming out. Because if he goes in range of these ships, which is this movement range here, so if he's stupid enough to send his full force just to kill that tiny little ship and be in range, generally that's what we want to try and do, which is drag him out to come and attack us. Now, a possibility is that if we take Faircastle, he'll have to come out of that port. Now, if we time it exactly right, and we put... I really wish that thing would stay up. Because I'm pointing at the screen, and it can't fucking show you. But just a few spaces lower than that, and he can't attack me from that area over there, and I'll be in range to attack him. So if we put our troops there, and then take Faircastle, at the same time, I'll be able to send ships over and attack his fleet, in theory. So that's one possible way that we could deal with the Greyjoys quite easily. Now, the main headline of this turn, people, we have stolen Victorian Greyjoy. Remember what I was saying in a previous turn that we had a little bit of a problem attacking Greyjoy because we have a limited number, and by limited I mean 1 fucking Night Fighter, which means that he could have cut up my forces and have beaten me. In this case, if he attacks me, he's dead. Now we give Greyjoy here a full stack of units, obviously, so he'll lead one of the main armies alongside Garland Tyrell. So if he attacks me, he has to take on at least 2 full stacks of troops, and he doesn't have the military power to stand up against that kind of military force. The only thing that he has is that full stack here, and then half the stack inside here with Harlaw, although Harlaw's still a decent general. He's got this forces in here, but generally the forces that he has in the Iron Isles are the ones that are giving him free upkeep. That's it. That's all he's got. Apparently Tully's still building, but he's got the docks blockaded. And we've got Tully forces moving up the coastline to sort of piss them off over in this general area. So it should all go according to plan, hopefully. But yeah, we won't be long. I think in the next turn we'll pull Greyjoy back unless he's stupid enough to come and attack me. Give him a full army, and in 2 turns, turn 5th, sorry, that will be turn 34. Yeah, turn 34, we'll strike Greyjoy. And like I said, now that we have a Night Fighter, now that we have 2 Night Fighters, we won't have to worry about him being able to outnumber me, in theory. Okay guys, here we are, turn 33. We've got Greyjoy, Tarly, pretty much all of our main force, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6.5 stacks. I've done some testing, and this fleet should be able to move over there in the next turn, and Greyjoy's ships, and I reloaded the battle like 30 times to ensure the outcome of said battle between my 2 naval forces, myself and Greyjoy. The only outcomes that he can get are heroic victories, which are banned, mainly because of Greyjoy's outrageously overpowered auto-resolving chances. So if he gets a heroic victory, he has to reload until he gets something else other than a heroic victory. And if he can't get anything else other than heroic victory, then he can't fight that battle. It's against the rules. No heroic victories, full stop. They're against the rules completely, and you can't do it. So the only thing he could get was heroic victories or defeats. There was absolutely no way in the 30 times or so that I reloaded the test battle that he could get a victory. So my fleet should be 100% safe. If he somehow gets a victory, I will ask that the admin test the battle, because it should be impossible for him to get anything other than a defeat or an heroic victory, which is banned. Anyway, long story short, we'll strike in the next turn. We've sent word to Martell, letting him know that he needs to strike first, because it goes Martell, then me, and then Stark. So we don't want to go me now, because Greyjoy will get a chance to attack. So Martell needs to attack first, and then us. So we'll strike in the next turn, and Martell will strike in this turn. We'll strike with Randall Tarly and Victorian Greyjoy, who are both my Night Fighters, and we'll give them the best units we possibly have when we send them in. In theory, they should only be having to face Harlaw's forces and the forces in Greyjoy's fort here, which is about a stack and a half, which shouldn't be any match for my troops, in theory. Because they can't split them up. They can't split up the forces at all. And by the looks of it, these forces inside here are kind of weakened quite a bit. But we'll have to see. It's just a bit of a risk. But we'll send in the best units that we have. And in the meantime, we have 2 allied forces here. We got 1 in this fort, and then we got 1 here. They haven't sent any Night Fighters of their own, so it's going to be rather tricky for them to take anything, because they're just going to get steamrolled. But we'll have to wait and see. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This could possibly very well be the last part of this series, unfortunately. There's a problem with the files, or some problem with the hot seat, and everyone keeps getting crashed to desktops, and if we don't fix the problem, then we won't be able to keep playing, and we'll just have to call a victor, which is going to be, obviously, me and Renly. If you're wondering why my troops have moved all over the fucking place, it's because in an attempt to stop the crash to desktops, we did an entire turn, just the bloody AI on. The admin turned the AI on and did a turn, hoping that it would fix the problems. It didn't fix the problems, and instead the AI moved my troops in the completely fucking opposite direction to what the hell we wanted them to be in. Sorry if there's a little black bar on the bottom and the top of the screen, by the way. I'm playing it in Windows mode, which is, I don't know. Those 2 black bars are my fucking toolbars on my desktop that you can... doesn't pick up the fraps, but whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I give that 7 or so fucking things. And my ship, my fleet right here, which can kill you, Orich. It can fucking kill you. I've tested it, and the only thing that you can get is heroic victories against it or clear defeats. So, yeah, watch out for my ships, because they're gonna fucking crush you. Keep it in mind, guys, heroic victories are banned, so him getting heroic victories is he has to reload and get something else. And the only other outcome that he can get are defeats. He cannot get victories. If he gets victories, I will get an admin to check it, because there's absolutely no way. I tested it and reloaded like fucking 100 times to see if I could defeat Greyjoy's ships, and I fucking can. There's no way that he can stop them. Generally, just moving all my fucking troops back into position. It's going to take about 2 turns to move all my shit back into place. But yeah, guys, that's about all for now. There's not really too much to talk about. The AI has moved all my shit in the opposite direction. We need to correct what the AI has done. If the series continues, we'll be continuing to kick the shit out of Greyjoy, which won't take very long because he'll be utterly crushed. There's no way in hell that he can possibly do it, because I won't be as silly as Tully has been right here and walked into one of his traps. He won't be getting me that fucking easily. And there's absolutely no way in the 7 hells that he can possibly defeat me. So, Greyjoy's fucked. If we continue, Greyjoy is fucked. There's absolutely no chance of him doing anything whatsoever. Once Greyjoy's fucked, that means Stark is fucked, if he's not already fucked. There's a lot of being fucked in this episode, I'm afraid. I think there was a little reward for the winner of the Youngbloods hot seat or something, a signature for the Total War Center, and some rep for your profile. It will either be me or Renly. Me, because I'm the biggest military power, have been doing all of the diplomacy and pretty much ruling the kingdom in the king's stead. Renly's been sitting on the throne and I've been doing all the fucking work. Or it will be Renly just because he's king. I'll vote for Renly because obviously you can't vote for yourself and anything. Otherwise you're a prick, right? You can't vote for yourself. It's fucking stupid and evil. So guys, we'll end it here. I have absolutely no idea if we're going to be continuing this hot seat or not. It will depend greatly on whether or not Duck's little plan of replaying a turn backwards or something works out. If we manage to keep the series going, I have no idea when it will return to the channel. Obviously, I don't want to upload shit any further than this. Already showing this video is giving Ulrich some fucking ideas. That being Greyjoy. It's giving him some fucking ideas. Although, it's very fucking limited ideas, because if he lands anywhere, he's dead. And if he leaves his lands, he's dead. And he knows that my ships can beat his, which means he's dead. So, yeah. He's kind of... You're fucked, mate. You know you're fucked. There's nothing you can do about that. You're screwed in this hot seat. You should have joined Lannister. There's so many things that you could have done and been a real pain in the ass to me. And, like, really put up a fight in the Reach. And that would have been a hell of a lot more fun than this. Just me steamrolling for the fucking Westerlands. Most of the people on my channel, you know by now, I'm the kind of player and gamer that likes a fucking challenge. If the game is piss easy, I don't particularly enjoy it. I mean, I have fucking 8 stacks of enemies. Armies. Who the hell is going to stand up against me and defeat me? Nobody. Nobody. So yeah, guys, that's all for now. If there is a next part, it will be up when it's up. You know the deal with hot seats. They take quite a while to record. And especially in this situation, I have no idea if the hot seat's going to be able to continue. If it isn't, I hope you guys have enjoyed this series so far. And I look forward to uploading a hell of a lot more hot seat footage in the future. But anyway, guys, that's all for now. We'll leave this here. The annotation at the top right-hand side will lead you to the next part, if there is a next part. If not, I thank you for watching. That is all for now. Soul out.